On March 3rd, 2026, humanity will witness a rare astronomical event, a total lunar eclipse that will cast the moon in crimson tones. In ancient times, priests and mystics paid special attention to such moments, dedicating extensive preparations to them. They understood that eclipses open portals for changes unattainable during ordinary periods. The energetic impact of this event envelops the entire planet simultaneously, regardless of geographical location, maintaining its power for 24 hours. Astrological uniqueness of the date. Total lunar eclipse. When our planet aligns exactly between the sun and the moon, sunlight passing through Earth's atmosphere refracts and paints the lunar disk a deep scarlet color, a symbol of vital energy, transformation, and transitions between states. Numerical symbolism of 3/3. The mirrored structure of the date creates a special resonance, doubling the energy of the number of creation and joy. 13th degree of Virgo. Ancient traditions name this astrological point the position of the phoenix, a place of concentrated transformative power, where one cycle of existence ends for the birth of something qualitatively new. The convergence of these factors forms an exceptional window of time, capable of catalyzing profound changes in a condensed period. This is no random coincidence, but an open opportunity for those who are consciously ready to embrace it. The moon in crimson attire carries a message. The old cycle is ending to make way for the new. This transformation unfolds not in the external world, but in the depths of your being. The phenomenon of the eclipse corridor. Understanding the current processes. Symptoms of energetic transition. In recent weeks, many people have noted unusual states. Unexplained fatigue and loss of energy, a sense of internal instability, the return of long-forgotten issues, heightened emotional sensitivity, disruptions in sleep and wake cycles. These manifestations are natural signs of passing through the eclipse corridor. The nature of the eclipse corridor represents a time frame between a pair of eclipses, in this case between the solar and lunar on March 3. During this period, the boundary between the manifest and unmanifest worlds thins, allowing the hidden to surface in consciousness. The goal of this process is not destruction, but recognition, acknowledgement, and subsequent liberation from the outdated metaphor of a heavy burden. Imagine a traveler carrying a bag of stones on their back for years. Their body has adapted to the load, compensating for the weight with changes in posture and gait. The eclipse corridor is akin to a moment when this burden is gently but inexorably lifted. Suddenly freed shoulders experience simultaneous pain from years of tension, an unfamiliar lightness, and a strange disorientation from the absence of familiar weight. In astrological tradition, lunar eclipses symbolize the completion of cycles and liberation. While solar eclipses initiate new processes, lunar ones declare, "The lesson is learned, you can move on." This is an alchemical process of sublimation, an instantaneous transition from a solid state to a gaseous one, bypassing intermediate phases. The burden does not dissolve gradually, it ascends and disappears if you consciously allow it. Shadow aspects of Virgo. Liberation from the illusion of control. The archetype of Virgo and its contradictions. The eclipse unfolds in the sign of Virgo, a symbol of diligence, service, and the pursuit of perfection. However, this archetype has a shadow side, the illusion of total control. It's not outright domination, but a subtle, deeply rooted perfectionism, masquerading as responsibility and care for others. The inner voice of this shadow whispers, "If I am diligent enough, flawless, organize every detail properly, then everything will be okay. I won't be rejected, judged, my reality will remain stable." Nature of perfectionism. Perfectionism is not an innate personality trait, but a defensive psychological mechanism formed in early childhood. A child's consciousness creates a causal link. If I am the perfect child, I won't be punished, my parents won't be upset, I will receive love and acceptance. Over time, this mechanism transforms into a psychological prison. An ideal by definition is unattainable, and attempts to control every aspect of life only amplify internal anxiety. The energy spent on maintaining the illusion of control is taken away from experiencing life itself. Markers of the illusion of control. Agreeing outwardly while disagreeing inwardly out of fear of disappointing others. Taking on others' problems as your own due to the fear of becoming unnecessary. Putting off personal priorities because there's always something more urgent. being unable to rest without feeling guilty about unfinished tasks, rescuing those around you, not only out of compassion, but also out of fear of losing your role. The eclipse on March 3rd brings the gift of permission. Permission to be imperfect, to not have all the answers, to let processes unfold without a predefined plan. Permission to take off the rescuer's armor and allow yourself to be vulnerable, alive, and authentic. Control is an attempt to make a deal with life, to make it predictable and safe. However, life does not make such agreements. It is too vast, too alive, too real for that. The message of the blood moon is, let go. Not because everything will fall apart, but because when you stop holding on to what holds itself together, you discover it was never held by your efforts. And then your hands are free for something fundamentally different. Ancient priests prepared for such events for months. Modern humans have 3 days. With the right approach, that's enough. The preparation doesn't require complex esoteric rituals. It involves 3 simple yet powerful actions that create internal space for transformation. 1. Practice of mindful slowing down. This is not the time for intense activity or new beginnings. The energy during the eclipse corridor is contracting, completing cycles. Trying to act against this natural flow only drains resources. Concrete steps. Minimize commitments in your schedule. Avoid unnecessary social interactions. Practice going to bed earlier. Sleep during this time aids in integrating rising energies. Slow down your eating pace, lower the volume of speech, increase listening practice. Metaphor of soil preparation. Slowing down is not passivity, but preparing the substrate before sowing. Just as the earth requires rest and careful treatment to accept seeds and form a harvest, what you set after March 3rd will develop in this prepared soil. 2. Organizing physical space. The moon completes its transit through Virgo, the sign of order and purity. External chaos directly correlates with the internal. Just as priests clean the temple before a sacred act, organizing physical space opens the internal. Practical application. During these 3 days, organize one area that has been needing attention. A desk drawer, a corner of a room, a shelf. Freeing physical space automatically triggers the opening of internal space. 3. Initiating internal dialogue with what needs to be released. No immediate decisions or deep analysis are required. Start with simple observation, questions for reflection. What occupies space in your life but no longer gives you energy? What do you hold on to out of fear, habit, or the worry, what if it gets worse? Which thoughts keep returning, draining vital energy? This could be a situation with a specific person, an old grievance, an outdated self-image, accumulated fatigue from someone else's role. Simply name it to yourself without self-criticism. The act of naming is already the first step towards liberation. Energetic profile of March 3rd numerological code of the date number 3. The symbol of the triad permeating the entire structure of reality, past, present, future, matter, energy, consciousness, birth, life, death. It is the vibration of joy, creativity, and creation from the void. 333.03 creates a resonant effect. On this day, internal processes and external events synchronize easily. What you release within instantly forms space outside. The distance between intention and manifestation, between letting go and replacement, is minimized. Number 13, 13th degree of Virgo. This number is not of misfortune, but of transformation. The 13th degree of Virgo is the peak of transformative power. Qualities of Virgo at the moment of eclipse. Virgo is an earthly, practical sign oriented towards purification and service. At the moment of the eclipse, these qualities are greatly amplified. Healing of the physical body. The body becomes especially receptive to care. Simple mindful actions, a glass of clean water, deep breathing, stretching, work much more deeply than usual. Clarity of thought. Virgo helps untangle the complex. Thoughts that have been circling unresolved for a long time can gain clarity once the unnecessary is released. Inner order. Achieved not through willpower or self-criticism, but through gentle, loving attention to the present moment. Important clarification. The main task is to free up space, like an empty vessel that can accept the most valuable contents only after being cleansed of the old and stagnant. Let go of what takes up space but no longer nourishes. Relationships, grudges, outdated self-views, accumulated fatigue. Once you allow this, the universe is ready to enter with a flow of new energy, opportunities, and states. The nature of change. Many expect immediate dramatic changes after powerful energetic events. However, transformation operates under different laws. Metaphor of the freed space. Imagine you lived in a room filled with old furniture. Once you remove it entirely, the first sensation isn't euphoria, but rather a strange emptiness, unfamiliar silence, even slight disorientation. This is natural. It is the feeling of true liberation. The new doesn't burst in with noise and fanfare. It enters quietly, like morning light at dawn, gradually filling the space naturally. Recommendations for March practice non-forcing. Do not expect instant results. Do not try to force the emergence of the new before it naturally matures. Trust is an active practice of presence without control. Like a gardener who cares for the seeds daily but trusts the earth with the process of growth. Practice mindful observation. Signs of the new often appear unexpectedly. Old situations no longer evoke an emotional reaction. New ideas and impulses emerge. Desires are born not from fear, but from genuine interest and curiosity. This new energy fills the freed space. Acceptance of transitional states. After letting go of the old, a sense of sadness may arise. This isn't regret over the past, but a farewell to a part of yourself that carried the burden. It's a manifestation of humanity and depth. It will naturally pass, giving way to a sense of lightness and spaciousness. Like taking a first deep breath after stepping from a dark room into a light-filled space. The blood moon looks upon you not with judgment but with understanding. With that calm, ancient, all-encompassing gaze that says, I see how long your journey has been. I see what you've carried all this time. And I see who you can become when you finally lay this burden down. You are entering a new cycle, lighter, freer, more authentic. Not because life will be devoid of challenges, but because you will carry significantly less unnecessary weight. Your freed space will be filled with what truly resonates with your essence.